confidence and feeling worthy, feeling good enough is so essential for any woman to achieve her dreams.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the KTS Success Factor podcast for women, where we talk about challenges senior female leaders face in being happy and successful at work. I'm your host, Dr. Sarah E. Brown. With me today is Argentina Leyva. We are here to talk about one of the challenges female business leaders face, overcoming a negative body image. Argentina is an international photographer and founder of Art of Seduction Boudoir. For Argentina, it all clicked when she herself worked up the courage to step in front of the camera wearing nothing but black, lacey lingerie. It was her first boudoir shoot. Soon after that, she left an engineering career behind, and she spent the last decade photographing over 3,000 women, capturing their self-acceptance liberation. Argentina has 2 boudoir studios, one in Chicago and one in Austin. And she runs women's retreats hosted in exotic locations like Bali, Fiji, and Cozumel. She's helping women in their 40s, 50s, and beyond to feel confident, sexy, and totally transformed. Argentina, welcome.
Thank you, Sarah. It's so good to be here. I'm very, very honored to be your guest.
Well, great. And it's probably obvious a little bit from that introduction, but how would you characterize the biggest challenge you're helping female leaders face? And give us a sense of some of the symptoms of that challenge.
Yeah, absolutely. For the past 13 years, I have worked with over 3,000 women, and I have helped them elevate their confidence and their self-esteem through photography. I call it boudoir photography, and if you've never heard of it, is imagine a sexy photo shoot with lingerie or even nude photography or sexy dresses, beautiful hair, beautiful makeup in a beautiful setting like a bedroom or a beautiful living room. So that's kind of like what I can help people understand what boudoir photography is. And it's something that really gets people very out of their comfort zone because you're taking pretty much your clothes off and photographing your body. And our body image is something that we all women worry about. The most common thing that I hear from many of the women that I have worked with, that I still talk, daily basis, they tell me, I want to feel more confident in my body. So what happens is that we go through the world with certain beliefs about our worthiness as women. One of them is our body image. And believe it or not, body image is the number one source of shame for women. I was so shocked when I found out this fact. I read this book called Daring Gravely by author Brené Brown, and she just researched shame. And I was so shocked when she wrote in her book that the number one source of shame for women is body image. Everything just started to make sense a lot for me, how we all have all these issues. So confidence and feeling worthy, feeling good enough is so essential for any woman to achieve her dreams. This confidence gets shattered for so many reasons. Fear of failure, fear of missing out, fear of being judged, be body shamed, etc. And what I focus on is tracking this lack of confidence created in our heads from the belief that our looks, age, weight, skin color define our beauty, and as a consequence, our worthiness as women. So the symptoms that I find when women have low self-esteem and strong body image issues is, for example, a woman can't take a compliment. They might say oh my God, you're so pretty. Oh, you just tell me that because you're my friend or you're my husband or, you like me. Or her husband tells her she's beautiful, but she can't see that. Another symptom could be, insecurity about being left, abandoned, cheated on by, with another woman, by the husband. So a lot of insecurity, hiding under baggy clothes instead of, wearing sexy clothes. You just try to hide your body under baggy clothes. That's what I used to do. Hating what you see in the mirror and eventually avoiding looking at yourself in a mirror, avoiding taking pictures. A lot of women tell me, I hate taking pictures. I never take selfies. I'm always the one taking the pictures. Not making eye contact, especially with men. That is a huge sign of issues with body image. Or a woman that she would first drop dead before even thinking about putting on a bathing suit, let alone a bikini. Or having an eating disorder, either, starving yourself, always being in diets, or on the contrary, actually eating and sometimes even putting on weight on purpose to make yourself even more unattractive and justify that you're not good enough. Or she's addicted to cosmetic procedures to stay young or to keep a nice body with the purpose of, being liked and accepted, or to be liked by men, or, admired by other women, oh my gosh, she's so young, so that's another symptom. Or a woman that would never go out to public without any makeup. That's also, a sign that I've seen. Or somebody who is a gym rat. And it's never enough. Doesn't matter how much you work out, you punish your body, and you just like spend hours and hours, in the gym because you have to have this perfect body. So those are kind of the symptoms that I would say they're red flags to tell any woman, okay, I have body image issues. And believe me, we all have them. So one of those things is going to apply to any of us.
So huge impact of this. So as women are dealing with this, what do you see as the biggest mistakes they make before they start working with you, of course?
I would say that the biggest mistake a woman can make is to try to come up with excuses to talk herself out of it. We think about it. A lot of women reach out to me and then they just come up with all these excuses. And sometimes I call them in the phone. It's like, come on, you're just trying to talk yourself out of it. Because again, you're nervous. The biggest fear that we have is that we're not going to like what we see, that we're going to look ridiculous. So another reason would be thinking that, you had to do this for a husband or a boyfriend. And honestly, it has to be done for yourself. Another mistake or excuse that we might use is like, oh no, I had to lose the weight first. I had to get in shape, or when I get engaged, or when I turn 40 or 50, or, it's always just reasons, and they shouldn't be that the moment it's right now. So things like, excuses like, I'm too old for this. I'm too big. I need to lose weight. I need to have my boob job first, or I'm not photogenic, I don't have a husband or a boyfriend. All those are just excuses. And I think that is the biggest mistake, because it's something that pretty much everybody wants to do. Who doesn't want to look beautiful in pictures? At the end of the day, these excuses are also symptoms of not feeling good enough to deserve to feel beautiful, because in a way, you think that if you consider yourself beautiful and attractive, you're going to be perceived as egotistical or arrogant. And God forbid, a woman should be always submissive, quiet, look down, put everyone else before her, not be selfish and show offish. So that's the other thing. So it has to be a personal decision of everyone to actually do this. And my job is to help women to overcome these obstacles when I get with them on the phone, so that they can make their own decision to do something totally out of the comfort zone to become stronger and more confident despite the fear of being judged.
So once we recognize this and decide we're going to do it for ourselves, I'm interested in what we can do about it. Can you share just one free and actionable tip that someone could take today to start addressing this challenge?
It starts by something very, you might think that is simple, but it is actually deeper than that. But knowing yourself better than anyone else. When you really work in knowing yourself, then you can start to make decisions out of the desire to become the best version of yourself. So to do this, You had to go inside of you to the darkest places and discover what is holding you back. So in the case of your body image, step in front of a full-length mirror, totally naked, and look at your body and analyze your feelings. When you look at you, what are the thoughts that come to mind? If you have thoughts like, ugh, I'm fat. Shoo, look at my cellulite. My stomach is like a map after my C-sections and it's covered in stretch marks. I hate it. I hate my legs. Or my boobs are too small or too big or too saggy after breastfeeding. Or I look old. Or the most common, I just hate this body. So that would, it's a very tough exercise and it hurts a lot. But only the people that actually dare to go into darkest places can actually start to see the light, to come out of it. If any of these thoughts come to your mind, then you have work to do. These are your darkest thoughts. Mm-hmm. And don't blame yourself. We can't help it. I mean, it's everywhere around us, all these perception of beauty in the social media, the celebrities, the pressure to look in certain way, because we're really like slaves of the beauty industry. They use our insecurities and our body image issues to make money. So I'm not against, all those beauty products and procedures and taking care of yourself. It's no different than taking care of your car. You get a scratch in the paint, well, you go and get it detailed, right? Or if it is dirty after driving it for a whole month, well, you take it to get washed and detailed. So the same thing, is for your bodies, because you love your body. Is because you do the things that you do. You take it to the gym. You go and get a facial. You get a treatment in your hair. You do put good food in your body, to stay healthy. And if you want to, after children, do a mommy makeover, by all means, this is your body. It just pushed out 2-3 kids to the world. It's done its job. You got to reward that. It's no different than taking your car in a road trip. And after that, then you take it to the mechanic to do the maintenance after, doing a 2-3 week tour. So you do it out of love for your body, not to be liked and accepted. That's the difference.
Wow. So can you share a resource with our listeners that they can use to understand this challenge better or to begin to take action themselves?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I really, I had this ebook called 7 Days to Self-Love that I want to give to every woman that registers in my website. So I'm going to make it very easy. You just text the word delicious to 797979. And you are going to be able to download my workbook, 7 Days to Self-Love. And it's just a good start. Everything that I put in that workbook, it's not a mystery. It's common sense. It's just not common practice. And it really helps sometimes to actually get something structured in the right way, asking the right questions to get yourself into thinking and putting everything down in writing to actually start taking action and have a transformation. So yeah, just text 797979, the word delicious, and you'll get my free ebook.
Well, I'm going to beat all of our listeners to it. I'm going to do it myself. So Argentina, one last question. What questions should I have asked you to help our audience take action to address this challenge?
Well, probably a lot of women, I know that your audience is, professional executive women, and they might be asking like, why would I think that a boudoir photography session would help me in my career, in my life? And my reply to them would be, boudoir photography, it's an experience that has everything to do with body image. And as I said in my, previously, body image is the number one source of shame for women. So when you attack from the root cause, you're not working the symptoms, but you're actually going to the root of the problem of confidence. Our number one source of lack of confidence is the way we look. So when you go after that and you do something that helps you feel good about your body And so that you stop defining yourself by your looks, but define yourself by your achievements. And you define your worthiness on your own terms and not let anyone else define who you are, you become very powerful. So boudoir photography works so well because it's very visual. Like, for example, you go to on a vacation. If it wasn't because of the pictures, you think that is a dream. So you keep looking at those pictures from your vacation. So you mentally just go back to that moment. So when you walked out of a boudoir session with this beautiful album with images where you honestly look like a model, it just makes you feel good. And when you feel good, you release endorphins into your brain. The feel good, the same thing that is released when you listen to a good music or eat chocolate ice cream, same thing. So what happens when you do a substance over and over and over and over into your body? Well, you become addicted to that. That's how drugs work. That's how sugar works. So when you look at these pictures over and over and over, every time you look at these pictures, you just have this feel good feeling about yourself. You're proud of yourself. And when you show it to people and your girlfriends and they tell you, oh my God, you look amazing in your pictures. It's like, I know, right? I'm already 50. Look at me. I'm rocking my 50s. So all that is doing whatever it takes to make you feel good and proud about yourselves. And eventually your neurons rewire and you reprogram your brain. And one day you wake up and you realize that you're a very different person. That's what happened to me. I'm going to tell you this story because I really think that your audience is going to find it very interesting how I realized that I was a very different person. About 8 months after my boudoir session, I was going about my business. And then there was this troll in social media that started to body shame me publicly in social media. He started to tell me, Argentina, you're fat. You need to lose weight. You should be ashamed of doing this type of photography. You want to inspire women to feel good about themselves. And you might think like, how dare he? Who the hell does he think he is? But instead of having those thoughts, my thought and my reply to him was, what do you mean I'm fat? I'm not fat. I'm delicious. I'm beautiful. That's where my word delicious comes in. I'm delicious. So when people ask me, what size are you? Like, I'm on size delicious. It's so powerful. So that's the moment that I realized that I was a very different person. And it's because of those pictures really show me my beauty. And it was the first time that I defined my beauty on my own terms, not what people thought I should look like. And that is very empowering, very liberating, and really elevates the confidence of any woman.
That's a terrific story. Thank you so much for sharing it.
Yeah.
So listeners, I encourage you, text delicious to 797979 or check out more of what Argentina is doing at artofseductionchicago.com. And Argentina, thank you so much for being our guest today.
Thank you so much for having me. It was such a pleasure.
And thank you to our listeners. Thanks for checking out the KTS Success Factors podcast for women. Thanks for listening to the KTS Success Factor podcast for women. If you like what you are hearing, please go to iTunes to subscribe, rate us, and leave a review. And if you would like more information on how we can help women in your organization to thrive, then go to www.sarahebrown.com. You can sign up for our newsletter, read show notes and learn more about our podcast guests, read my blog, browse through the books, or contact us for a chat. Goodbye for now.